Wonderful brothers and sisters. And sometimes back, you remember I shared about there is one city, the town council in Texas, that had problems with the proposed LDS temple to be built in one of the town councils around there. I don't know. Some of them were arguing that the temple constructions is taller than the stipulated laws or regulations that are supposed to be in that city. So it has been quite a tussle over there, and a lot of prayers and a big shout to the saints in Texas that they actually prayed over these things. And after much prayer and contemplation and trying, and even some I'm told even they ended up even fasting for this. And then finally, a news has come out that this Texas Town Council has decided now to put considerations on the proposed LDS temple construction in that area. And that is after some long, hullabaloo's here and there. And there are also some other misinformed identities and misinformed, informations and all that. And finally, this town council has accepted to actually put a consideration on the proposed LDS temple. And without further ado, let me just invite you so that you can actually listen to what the news had to offer. Please welcome.
Still in session tonight, and they're considering a controversial temple proposal. They've been doing this for more than a year now. Plans for the temple have faced a lot of pushback from the community, mostly because of its proposed height. Aaron Jones is live for us tonight, Fairview Town Hall. Been there since the beginning of the meeting, and my question is, are they still going at it inside right now?
Doug, more than 40 people signed up to address the town council tonight, and yes, it is still happening right now. It seems like, listening to the comments, the big issue here for both the town and the church is the height of that building. Last week, the Planning and Zoning Committee voted to recommend construction of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Temple off Stacy Road if the church met several conditions.
The church is willing to make these changes, even though it places a burden on them.
Tonight, the church agreed to many of them, like renaming the temple Fairview, Texas Temple. However, one condition the church says it cannot meet is making sure the tower and spire are no higher than 70 feet, which is the height the town's mayor proposed tonight.
In this case, where we have significant opposition to what you're proposing to do in this neighborhood, not this neighborhood, in this town, I don't know why you can't bring it down to 70 feet.
It has nothing to do with it being a religious organization and everything to do with protecting our zoning laws. It's there for a reason, to protect the residents.
The church says the steeple needs to be 120 feet for religious purposes. A spokesperson for the church says if this is not agreed upon, the church may take legal action.
But by and large, we are happy with what we've put forth. We feel like it's a fair compromise, and we're just hopeful that we get the votes tonight and that we can move forward.
And of course, it's expected to be a long night. The mayor said, though, he's hopeful that a decision on this will be made tonight. So we will, of course, keep you updated. For now, reporting live, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
That is what exactly is happening there. You can see it's no longer about it being a religious building, but it is about, they are talking about the height, some concerns and all that. And the church had agreed with a lot of compromises, a lot of things that the church has actually compromised, and some of them even were proposing that the name be called Fairview Town. I don't know if, Fairview Town Temple, something like that. They wanted that name to be actually in that building. And given that the church has compromised a lot in a lot of things, but it seems like there are other things also which are coming up, which the church now says that if it all goes like this, then we will have to go to court and sort these things again in court, because it seems like the town regulations taking the church in cycle. But it's a big win for them to put everything now into consideration, that they no longer disagree that the temple should be built in that neighborhood. But now they are coming up with other issues like the height should be like that, the name, you have to put the name Fairview Town in that temple and all that, which the church agreed, and it has compromised on those regulations. But still, it looks like more has to be discussed. And that one also, it's a plus, given that now they've put a consideration on the temple to be constructed in that area. Wonderful brothers and sisters, we all know what the prophet Joseph Smith said: oppositions may rage, mobs may combine, but the truth of God will go forth boldly, nobly, and independently until it has swept every continent and is sounded every ear. And those are some of the things. There is always opposition in all things. And in those oppositions, that is where now our faith is actually strengthened more. Is actually strengthened more. I'm learning a lot from this, given that even in Kenya, Nairobi Temple, we are having an open house right now, and we are seeing a lot of communities coming in to actually, see what the temple is all about, because some of them had a lot of mischief, misunderstanding. Others will speak of, we are related to Freemasons or something like that. But it is good that they are being allowed to walk inside the temple and see for themselves over what exactly is happening and what is expected to be done inside there, other than just having this mistaken misinformation about things and all that. So there is opposition in everywhere. In everything there is opposition. But ours is just to ensure we are steadfast and focusing on what Heavenly Father requires of us. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you. And I'm looking forward to see you again next time. Thank you. Have a great day.